Hello, I'm Recoded Zaphod, and welcome to episode 24 on the Centricraft-2 server. Sorry it's been a little while. I basically wanted to get the whole of this project done before I did this episode, and I burnt out a bit, and I probably should have gone and started some other projects, but I just wanted to get this one done, so yeah, that's why this has taken a while. And yeah, so I'm going to jump straight back in with some more Guardian farm building as I was preparing for that the last episode, and I'm going to get on with it this episode. And the sides are done now, which is great. I think my next step is going to be to do diagonals all the way across this. Okay, so I'm now going to test my new shape. So I'm going to be trying to do this at about this size. So yeah, let's put one of them in. And how did that go? Ah, it missed a couple up here. Interesting. If I do this, doesn't quite reach. Okay, I think I made this a tiny bit too big. But I should be able to if I just keep switching backwards and forwards. I've missed like a tiny bit up here. Okay, let's see. It's alright. I think, yeah, it needs to be slightly smaller and it should be able to clear a lot quicker. Okay. Okay, so this is my second attempt. I've gone for a slightly smaller area. I'm going to try this bit first, I think. So if I try that, yeah, that seems to have worked alright. No, it's missed some. Interesting. Okay. So still a bit of a mess to try to make sure I get all the bits of it, but it's working significantly better than the last version was. Okay. I think, yeah, that's all of the water. Well, that's interesting. So I was thinking nothing can spawn in here except Guardians, and also my mob switch is on, but I've managed to get a patrol turn up in here. So clearly their spawning doesn't consider the mob cap, and there's only 2 of them. Oh, could they have spawned on there? Because that's like water level, right? So that'd be just above if they then fell down. And after much more time, the outside of the monument is now cleared of water, ignoring this in the middle, which is where I've got my conduit. So I don't want to dry that out just yet, because the inside of the monument also needs clearing of water. So yeah, just got to dry up those sponges and then go in. And I'm probably going to dig through all the walls in there. So I think what I might do actually is set up a beacon on top of the conduit to give me haste. So when I'm on the inside there, I can dig through all the walls nice and quickly. So yeah, I should have a beacon in my valuables box. Because I did start on the inside. But yeah, it's taking a while. So sponges, dry them off. Right, so I've now got a very dry monument. I do want to take down these sand walls, but I'm worried about where the water's going to flow into, so I'm going to have to test that out in a creative world, working out if I can take them down quick enough, or whether I need to like dig a trench around it or something to make that work. So yeah, I'm going to try that in a bit. But if we go onto the inside here, you can see, yeah, it's cleared out. I appear to have missed that corner. That's fine. I think what I'm going to do is build a tank of like spawning spaces up here in this main bit. So I'm keeping the shape of the monument intact as much as possible. And then I'll have the Guardians dropping out of there and having them take full damage. So I actually want where the player's going to be beneath here. I was thinking of having this still be the entrance and having a staircase down, but that won't get me to the right height until I think it's like over here or something like that. So it would go through where the Guardians are falling if I had a staircase there. So I think it's either going to be some bubble vators in here, or have a sort of staircase underneath these arches, which I think could look quite cool actually, because I can line it in, dropping down, line it in prismarine and have it sort of staircase down to the right height underneath here, but still underneath all of these arches, and then I've still got this entrance intact. I could have the bubble columns as well, I suppose. Nice quick route up to check on what's going on up here. But yeah, I think my plan is to use a design. It's going to be a mishmash of a few designs, and I think I need a whole load of redstone blocks to get the Guardians to fall out quickly. So I've been AFKing at the witch farm for a little bit to get some more redstone. There's already a bunch there, so I should be okay on that front, but I don't need too much. And yeah, that's the next task, is doing that. And then after that, it'll be more lighting up caves, which I started on a little bit because there was some mine shafts directly underneath here. So I've been throwing down some sea lanterns. But yeah, there's probably loads of caves underneath here. I'm going to have to light all of them up. And also, because drowned are a thing, I'm going to have to light up the ocean around here. And fail to take off with my elytra, apparently. But again, I think I'm going to get that going once I've got the Guardian farm started. So the whole time I'm lighting it up, it can be generating resources for me. And also with the ocean, because there's a coral reef not too far that way, I might manage to get some sea pickles. And then I can keep it looking natural, but still be very much lit up. Although, if I'm having to put down 4 sea pickles everywhere I go, it might take a while. So I'll have to work out how many sea pickles I'll need to spread the light around before I start on that. But yeah, I think this has come along quite nicely. So now I just need to get up to the top. So I'm going to need some scaffolding and start putting in the design, which I'm making. I'm going to test it in creative first. So I will probably see you once I've got a test working in creative. So for opening up the side, what I've done is I've put a second layer of sand in between on the inside. So this was the original one, and I've added this one as well. So now I don't want to get rid of that one just yet, so I might as well do this one to demonstrate. If I go down here, yeah, I'm underwater, which is fine. But this should all be falling sources. And okay, so that's there. So then if I do that, all of that sand column should disappear. And I should be, yes, left with a wall of water directly next to the ocean monument. So that's definitely not monument. This one is. So I'm not going to have any problems with guardians spawning in it. Wonderful. So now just do that all the way along that edge, and then double up the sand walls along the other 3 and do the same there. So now I've got all of the walls cleared, and I'm quite enjoying how it looks. I think it'll look even better once I've got lighting out there. But I'm starting to put in the spawning areas. And yeah, I'm using this sort of gridded design, and it's going to be made out of redstone blocks. And, well, basically it's a combination of things Nembom has said in the past in his videos on Guardian farms. And honestly, I don't know how many still actually apply because of version changes and stuff. But I think the idea was only to go to like 4 because it stops them pathing around too much. And then even here, you've got them, they'll drop straight out. And then the redstone blocks, have a special property of being, was it solid for the check to make them fall down faster, but not solid for the check for moving, is it pack spawns or just moving spawns in from around the area? So yeah, I'm trying redstone blocks because I've got a few from the witch farm, so I'm putting those in, and they're in this sort of grid pattern, and yeah, you should be able to see from underneath. And I've opened up the top because I'm going to be putting the water in from the top. So I'm going to bring this down. I've got this front wall is going to be one side, and then I think I'm going to bring it out to, I was going to bring it just out to here, but then I've got like a single lane out the side. I don't know, that should probably be okay. Because it's not a perfectly symmetrical pattern, which is probably going to bug everyone now. But it's got a 2-block center, so there wasn't much I could do about that. Although this is 2 blocks wide. Whatever. Anyway. And then I'm going to put glass around the outside edge, I think. Oh, actually, that might slow down their falling. So it might end up being like a redstone box around the outside. Oh, at least until where the water stops, which will probably be somewhere around here. I want enough that there's several blocks of water, so there's plenty of spawning spaces. But obviously you don't want too much because I'm dropping them out to get rid of them. So I don't want them falling for ages. So yeah, got to get that in. Then the glass around the sides, around the bottom bit, so I can see them falling. And then onto a sort of pad of hoppers just to collect all the drops. So I'm now putting in the signs, and I discovered if you ever have to do a lot of signs like this, there's quite a quick way to do this, where if you just shift to the side, and then you can just left click, right click, and you can get about 5 in this way, because you can actually place one behind you by placing it onto this one. And now I'm at my light. Yeah, it gets this done reasonably quickly. And I'm using signs instead of open fence gates because they just use a little bit less wood. And I think that's worthwhile doing when there's so many that you've got to place in. Now all the signs are in, and I'm going to collapse all this scaffolding. And I've started on the hole going downwards because it needs to have a drop down to, I think it's level 15. So yeah, I've got to do that. Then the glass sides. But I think I'm going to set up my beacon again to do this in the middle, because without haste this is going to take ages. But have the fun bit. Oh, did that even collapse any bit? Hey. Fun watching like the bits pop off the side. And this is now done. Whoa, all the glass is in. I have noticed, unfortunately, the glass actually goes through the doorway. So, yeah, I guess I can't be using that as an entrance. So I think I might install a similar shaped doorway just directly opposite over here. If this is going to reach out right at the edge. I might have to think about that one. But I definitely want... Ooh, ink. I definitely want some entrances to around this. Just to be able to see in. I could put something pretty in here, maybe. I probably won't get round to it, let's be honest. But having a way in would be good. So I think for now, if I just have this here, and that's a way in to see. So I guess the next move is putting in the water, at which point the guardians should start spawning. So yeah, let's get on with that. So as you can probably tell, I've had a few guardians spawning already. I think they might have spawned. I dropped down here and I've probably loaded a whole load of mobs into caves. There you go. I think I should be able to have the floor one higher because I want a layer of hoppers on here. But I'm missing... Yeah, I haven't put water in these, the single ones. So I need to make sure I take out the block that is above them, wherever that is, and then put in the water sources. Right. So at least I know what to do. Ah, how did you survive? That's not meant to happen. Did he land on a sea lantern? Is that what? In which case maybe I do need the extra block here, in which case I need to go a block lower and then put the hoppers in down there. Yeah, I think that might be a possibility. And the hoppers are slowly going in now. And yeah, I'm putting them in like this, so they'll all run into the center 2, and the center 2 will lead out this way. But I've run out of hoppers because I ran out of, well, almost out of wood. Because, yeah, I forgot how expensive hoppers are in terms of wood, because it's 2 logs per hopper. So, yeah, I'm going to need another, I think it's 4 stacks of wood logs to finish off this other half. So, yeah, I'm going to go and chop down some wood somewhere, or maybe go back to my base and see if I've got some in a chest somewhere. That might be a better shout. And now all of the hoppers are in. So I should just be getting drops now. I do want to, of course, run this into a sorting system of some sort at some point, but I don't think I need to do that yet. And given there's not many dropping down right now, I think it's likely the mob cap is being taken up by mobs in some caves somewhere. So yeah, I'm going to go hunting for some caves. You might see this is actually connected to some, which I'd already been through and lit up. So I might have to get the camera account on to find out where the dark caves are. Either that or get some chorus fruit and just dig out in straight lines and eat the chorus fruit to try and teleport into caves. Either way, I've got to do some cave lighting now. So lighting up caves definitely helped the rates. They seem to be just falling in constantly now. And that actually ended up slightly too fast for 2 hoppers to handle. Because it was all feeding through these 2 hoppers into these 2 chest stacks. But I've adjusted it slightly, and I was thinking of setting it up so I could have a manual killing mode, so you can get XP from it as well, because you can get quite a bit of XP from Guardians, particularly if there's probably another couple of caves I could light up and get the rates even higher. But having looked at it, because I was thinking, you know, put dispensers or trapdoors that are waterlogged along the edge, and then it can all flow into the middle and then flow along here, so they wouldn't die because they'd be landing in water, and then drop down to here, which, if I drop down below, I can show you where this is. So I'm thinking sort of like here, and swinging sort of it. But that means all the hoppers come out at this level, which is a height of 8, and bedrock starts at a height of 5, I think it is. So you don't have much room for a sorting system, and I don't want to be using like hopper, dropper elevators to collect all the items up higher again afterwards. Particularly as I think I need to have at least 4 sort of paths for all the drops because of the rates being that high. That if they're going through hoppers, they can't be bottlenecked into just 2. I think possibly with the current rates, 3 might do it, but because it's in sort of even shape that I'm using, I would have to do 4. And yeah, basically I did work out like a sorting system which would fit in that gap, but you only get 3 chests high, and yeah, it didn't seem very satisfactory. And to be honest, I'm unlikely to be using this as a manual farm anyway, because if I want to XP and I'm in this area, there is a witch farm anyway. So it's not like I don't have a source over here. And yeah, if I just want loads of XP, I could build, you know, an Enderman farm in the end. They're pretty good and easy to do. Or I could just trade a whole load of iron with the villagers for emeralds and get a whole load of XP that way. And I haven't needed, you know, like hundreds and hundreds of XP, because all my enchanting stuff is putting books onto items. And all of my stuff has like mending on it now, so I'm not having to do that repeatedly. So I think this is actually going to be a bit unnecessary. But what I am going to do, I am going to have the drops funneled to the center of all of this, rather than currently I've got the back half being funneled into here and the front half being funneled into here. Yeah, I think. Yes. And then the middle section's doing this. But I think if I bring it all back up to level again and have all the drops funneled into the middle, I can then have a sorting system starting at this height, which will be 12 instead of... I was standing on 8, so it would have been 7. So yeah, I should be able to get a fair few chests in stacks and have a nice sorting system going. And here it is. Okay, so yeah, it's all centered again and flat, which I realized I actually didn't get 2 more rows of chests out of that. I only got 1 because I was thinking of being able to move these across this way. But if I did that at 1 higher, they would start extracting things from the hoppers above, and particularly over these bits where they're over the filters. That might mean they end up not going into the passing over the ones which filter for their item. So I actually had to put in this air gap here anyway. So I probably could have done it to have a manual setting, but I would have had even less chests for storage. And yeah, this needs a lot of storage, basically. So about half of these are just prismarine shards, and at the moment they're filling up from the middle. So even though I haven't had this completed very long, I've already got, you know, like a whole chest of, double chest of shards on this side, and then the same on this side. So effectively I've got like 4 sections. So this corner, and then that corner, and they're all sort of individual sorting systems. But all the shards are in the middle bit. So, and they're all mirror images of each other, so they should be nice and easy to find. But yeah, it's all working, and I've got some overflows for things like tropical fish. That's where I put other ones. This isn't just from it running now, this is from older ones as well, that I've just put in there because it's where they're going to end up in the overflow chests. But you should be able to see, if I can get around here, the sort of standard item filter. I think it's designed by Impulse SB. I know he definitely uses this design, and it's overflow proof, and you do the thing with naming filter items and then 41 items there, and yeah, putting all of this in. So yeah, it's just a bit of a grind away. So yeah, the next thing to do is to make this all look pretty. So I'm going to take a bunch of the prismarine and decorate all of this. Of course, this floor will have some bedrock in it because I've gone all the way down to the top bedrock layer. But the rest of it, I'm going to turn into some form of prismarine. And as much as I love the dark prismarine, it's too expensive in ink sacks to make loads of that right now. So I think I'm going to stick to the prismarine blocks and the prismarine brick blocks. These ones, yeah, prismarine bricks. And it's now done. So yeah, I did this off camera because it's just a lot of placing the same block over and over again. So you might notice I went for all the prismarine brick blocks. So I've got a nether portal in here, which I've linked up. And yeah, it's a lot of prismarine bricks. But out this way, this is probably easier to see if I try and fly. Oh, there we go. I made a staircase, and it kept going out this way. So I ended up having to drain a bit more of the ocean to get the staircase in. But I'm quite happy with how it looks. You've got this sort of parting down the middle. And yeah, it's got this little platform up the top. So you can just fly down here and try not to crash into everything. And yeah, you can see them all still falling down, which is all good. I don't think I'm going to bother decorating the inside of this because it's, you know, the mechanical bit and you can see into the caves and stuff. So I think this works just as well. And yeah, and down here, I still need to put some item frames on these to label what's where. So that's empty. This is prismarine shards, and I think, yeah, it's filling up to about there now. Yeah, and that one's filled up there. It's starting to go there. And then once that fills up, it'll start going this way, and I've got the same on the other side. So yeah, I'm getting plenty of supplies. So I'm going to grab some item frames, put them on, and label what chests are what. And now I have item frames on all of these. It actually used up the, well, almost all of my leather to make all of these. And I've rotated the center one slightly so I can see where the center is, because this is where it starts filling up from. You can see that their ones are full, and these ones, oh, lag spike. These ones are not. So these will start filling up once these ones are full. So you can see I've got quite a lot of the shards chests, a couple of the fish chests, and a couple of the crystals. So yeah, got plenty going in. I think one of the next things to do might be to bring some fisherman villages down here somewhere, so I can trade the fish away nice and quickly and get some emeralds for it. But I think that might be a project for another time. because I think for now I want to call this project done, because this has taken loads of time and I burnt out on it, and just draining the monument took absolutely ages. So yeah, I'm quite keen to get onto a different project, and I can come back to this at some point, because I've still got little bits to do, like lighting up the oceans to stop drown spawning will increase the rates a bit, and yeah, bringing some villagers in to trade for fish. So there's still little tweaks I can do to improve this, but I think I want to call this done for now, and get on with some other projects, which I'm excited to get going on. So I've just got to clear out this chest, take all of these shulker boxes back with me, because I've got loads of stuff here with me. But I think that's going to be all for this episode. As always, I'd love to hear your feedback down in the comments. I've been Recoded Zaphod, and thanks for watching.